I am the president of the Restorative Justice Coalition of West Michigan. We work very closely with the Dispute Resolution Center, the director for which is here today. I did see a question on the survey about using community dispute resolution services. I'm concerned about the opportunity for more low-income, low-wealth people to access education about the opportunities for restorative practices and dispute resolution. It seems that the resources that are really helpful, not only for a particular case, but for ongoing relationships in families and in schools and in our community, would definitely benefit everyone. It would be a culture shift, and we're bringing in next week someone to speak about what Detroit is doing to become more of a restorative city and hope to educate people in that area. I had one instance recently of a young mom of 4 little girls, a single mom, who was being charged with child abuse and needed to get to the jail right away at night in order to not be out of compliance with an arrest warrant. And trying to figure out, this goes to the point that somebody made about an advocate for people who do not have family or friends that could stand by them through a situation like that. So the need for education as well as advocacy, and I think what were we talking about? Limited scope mediation, that more attorneys would be trained in the whole area of dispute resolution. Instead of talking about it as legal stuff, it's relational, and build a relational culture that grows in all our systems, schools, homes, courts, and so forth. That's what I would be advocating for. Thank you.
I'm Chris Gilman. I started as a legal aid attorney. I followed that as staff attorney at the Legal Assistance Center, and now I'm the director of the Dispute Resolution Center of West Michigan. So part of the 18 centers that cover all 83 counties in Michigan. I ask you to consider the gap between what people need and what our justice system can provide. As Carol said, I mean, mediation and restorative practices are about relationships. So mediation really allows people, and restorative practices allow people to have a conversation, to express how they were affected, to ask for what they need. What do they need out of this? It really empowers people to have a voice. It's also faster, cheaper, it's private, it's not in a public courtroom. One of the greatest things about mediation is the compliance rate. People comply over 90% of the time with an agreement they reach. They did a study a while back in Kent County Circuit Court, and only 56% of judgments were complied with. So I say we get an A, and the court's not so much. And I think, as Carol said, it's really important if we can educate people to use these alternatives to the justice system. I had the good fortune to mediate an insurance case the other day, which insurance drives me crazy. That's the kind of case I don't really like to mediate, but I said I'd do it. Gentleman came in, he had a complaint with his insurance company. His air conditioner was vandalized, and he filed a claim, and they paid, long story short, they paid half of it. So he had to file a suit in small claims. The company removed it to district court. The court sent it to mediation. We sat down, and within an hour, they sat down, they had a conversation. The gentleman had an opportunity to explain to the attorney what he needed. The attorney listened to him, and they walked out of there with an agreement. And it happens time and time again. So I just ask you to consider, again, getting education out there for these alternatives to the justice system.